Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you are listening to the voice of Anne Waiguru? Anne Waiguru, I've just followed this story just this evening. Anne Waiguru and Kingi were meeting a high-profile delegation in Nakuru, bordering devolution, that was anchored on devolution and state corporations. And Anne Waiguru and Kingi are asking the Senate, are calling on the Senate to amend the State Corporations Act of 1986. This is a 30-year-old act that gave the president the state power to appoint heads of state corporations, even to create state corporations, and the state corporations is fully under the discretion of the president. And what they are saying is, they're saying that there are even some functions that are devolved to the counties, like, health is devolved, and there are some functions of the health that are devolved, and even education, ECD is devolved. I think agriculture is also devolved. I don't know if security is devolved. I'm yet to find out. And the 1986 State Corporations Act gave the president the powers on control of state corporations. But they are saying that that act needs to be revisited, and their argument here is there are some functions that are devolved, but because of that act, the president is still in charge of some state corporations and parastatals that actually are working within some specific jurisdictions touching, and that is also including the counties. I support. And I want to take up this critically. The county governments wants to be included, want the powers of the President William Ruto to be clipped in his bid to establish control of state corporations. I welcome this move because I'm one person that I've always felt that there are some blunders, or rather there are some roles that are domiciled in the office of the president, but they are prone to abuse. Let me just use, recently there was a problem at LAP Fund, and I'm not saying that LAP Fund works under retirement. The LAP Fund is under Retirement Benefits Authority, RBA, and Seth Panyako was saying live on camera that they appointed their chairperson, Galdesa, but immediately Galdesa was appointed, I don't know whether it's a he or she, I think it's a she. She started receiving phone calls that some powerful government officers, including Aden Duale, Rigathi Gachagua, and I think she also mentioned a bit of senior powerful government officials, were demanding for some appointment to be revoked until the said person produces a bribe of 20 million. That person cannot just get that job without a lobby of 20 million. And that information came out, and that is why when I saw this story, I picked it that Anne Waiguru and Anne Waiguru seems to be making a lot of sense, a bit of another angle with it. Because my position here is, as a country, we are struggling with something called winner takes all. And with state corporations domiciled under the office of the president, it has been a continuation of winner takes all. I would want to take that amendment. I would want to support that amendment on that ground, that you could see the way this thing has been done. By the way, if you don't know, state corporations has been taken to the office of Salem Devadi. There is an advisory on state corporation. So that advisory office that advises the president on state corporations appointment, that office is under the office of Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. But still, it is William Ruto calling the shots. So what are we saying here? We are saying here that this amendment, as number one, it will support devolution, but it also is very important because finally the leaders are seeing some few things that political observers have been saying. There are three reasons why this bill, I think, there are three forces around this, and this would be an inside backroom plot to tame, or rather to clip, William Ruto's powers. You know, even now, let me just give you a good example. Governors have been struggling with the capitation to the counties, disbursement to the counties, and there is now a push and pull because the National Treasury is supposed to create a balance to work within the two levels of government, serving the national disbursement, the national government, and one for the counties. And now, the correlation between the Treasury and the Finance Ministry, harmonization of operation between those two areas of interest, have been a problem. And you will realize that Treasury has been working more closely with the executive of the counties and not the Treasury of counties. You know, even counties, they have finance cabinet secretaries, committee, departmental heads, that is in charge of finance. But you realize that the correlation, the working relationship between that and the Treasury has been a problem. And that is why I do believe, and you know, some state corporations also is under Treasury, and the Treasury is working with the national, is close with the national executive. So that's why I'm saying that with the Waiguru speaking, number one, it's a plan to support devolution, and devolution has worked in some counties. That has worked. Recently, we saw the Korogoya Hospital that was completed, a very good coordinated and partnership between the national government and the county government and other development partners that saw realization of that project. So this is something good. It supports the devolution. But then there is a serious distress, and this distress is from Uhuru Kenyatta loyalists that were kicked out of government. Let's say the truth. We have, yes, state corporations and appoint parastatal heads that were appointed by Uhuru Kenyatta, some to the last day, and of course some have been there, and have been changing, which has been presented as if trying to bring people in government that align themselves to the better is the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, that align themselves to the agenda of the president. So those who worked with Uhuru Kenyatta had been branded as people who are insensitive and cannot spearhead the agenda of William Ruto. But in real sense, that is a statement, or rather that is an allegation that was leveled just to kick people out of government. And you can see Kameru, who was the head of NIS, kicked out and had to leave before the end of his term. You can also see Kinoti, and you can name them. Quite revoking, people have been revoking parastatal heads here and there. Even Moses Kuro recently, just the other day, was revoked some and gave the former DG, deputy running mate in the Kiambunga gubernatorial race, Faith, some position. So that's what we are saying, that those who are kicked out are trying to find ways of fighting back. And I support that fighting back, because we cannot be in a country where there is no institutionalized way of having perpetual transition. You know, that our transition cannot be mismanaged by political emotions. For quite so long, appointments and our transition have been based on political emotions of the day or of the moment. And we've destroyed careers of people. Look at Cherera 4. IBC, we've destroyed careers of people because of political emotions. And now Kenyans fear people don't even want to get to these political offices. And when you present an opportunity of someone going to an NGO or going to government or some private sector, someone will choose private sector compared to the government, because he doesn't really want to be part of something that is going to destroy him or her. I look at it as an opportunity to end winner takes all. And if it can end winner takes all, that will be a very good takeaway. Because when we bring more players in it, it increases the spectrum of public participation. We know very well. Kijanas, wewe, toka hapo. Toka utarudi baadaye. Toka hapo. Toka. Mchezo huko nitakuita nikimaliza nitakuita, sawa? So those kids were making noise. Now, I was saying that it was going to solve winner takes all. And winner takes all has been a disease. It's been a virus in this country for quite some time. And it's something that we need to do now. We need to rescue devolution. Ladies and gentlemen, I totally agree. We need to rescue devolution. There are serious signs that the UD administration is not talking on devolution. I don't know how you might take it, but if you look at the mutilation that has been going on, the disbursement to the counties has been a problem for quite some time. The MCA's salaries are actually chopped, and they really complained, I've seen, and after making the protest and even threatening to shut down the counties, they have been their salaries have been reviewed, or rather their plight has been addressed by the SRC. And there are quite a number of challenges that is going on, and we need to look at it. So anything that will take home, and I said anything that will support devolution, needs to be supported by the population. If the leaders can do that, it will be something in order. I am glad because the Senate Speaker Waiguru-Kingi was a governor for 10 years. So he is more acquainted with the weak points in the loopholes that can really be filled to make sure that devolution is supported. So I'm really waiting for this amendment to go. It is not right. Let's not give President William Ruto everything and the president everything. It doesn't start and end with William Ruto. The moment you do that, bills are going to be passed, very ridiculous bills are going to be passed, because MPs can forward the names of their few members of their families to be appointed in these positions, because those appointments are in the discretion of the president of the day. The more we do that, we clip the president so that we don't give him the leeway of getting so much. They say government is huge, so you just find a way of fixing politics. You fix politics easily because you know very well that there's just a place to just make a call and sign and someone gets a job. I think we need to do that. And secondly, these appointments sometimes in the office of the president that are just done by his own discretion, they tend to overlook many other qualities, including competence. So when you include the spectrum of public participation, it's for the benefit of the people. And that is my take. I don't know what you think. Do you think we should clip the powers of the president in these state corporations? Is it a welcome call? I really want to really look at it, because we've always spoken that in the Bold podcast, we try to look at governance. And we agreed that if you don't fix governance, you're not going to fix this economy. That's my take.